Welcome everyone. Let's take our VuhDo freshly installed, let's say, from default settings to something that we can comfortably use to our gameplay. So I create a new character on beta server just so every setting is resetted. So I'm sure I have empty profile, so let's get to it. So to open VuhDo settings, you have icon or the menu up. You click it, you open it. In case you don't have icon, then write command to the chat, so it's /bd space opt, short to options. You write that command, settings open too. This one setting stayed with me, but slider on the right side over here is the size of the setting. Default is a little bit too small. I like it 135. Of course, depending on your screen. Alright, so we have 3 panels. That's what open for us. And let's start with panel 1, then I will care about the others. From basic setting, general over here, it's important to lock it. Now default is in the combat, that's quite enough, but I recommend to just enable completely. Now when I have turn off setting, I cannot move with these tables, otherwise I have chance to slide you over. Trust me, it's not comfortable, you just want to turn it off. And this is, of course, most important setting you have there, because that's how you use your abilities. If you don't have anything there, you click on the add-on and nothing happening. So I want on left button. So here you just write the name. If it's typo, it's not showing, it's gray. If it's something over here, you know it's working. So if the text is gray and you finish typing, there is something wrong. You need to be shiny text and on the right side what it is. You can also use macros. You can just write name of the trinket. It's all working. Sometimes name of the trinket is not working, then make macro that will use trinket and use the name of macro. So yeah, just fill up everything you want. One wide group over there, shift the left button just to prepare this, because I will be showing on it. And there is live room. Alright, so fill up this on your liking. If there is none, that means you are holding no other button, you are just clicking with the mouse. I use rejuvenation, right click, and casting regrowth. If you click like shift, that means this will happen if I do left click. With the shift, I cast a swiftment, because normally it's rejuvenation, but this is modifier, so when you're holding shift. Same for alt, control, and you can do some crazy combination. Alt, control, shift together. So this is up to you. There is a lot of options. You have also a million things ready if you have crazy mouse. So just fill up your spells however you feel comfortable. And let's move on. Let's move on buffs. So buffs is not healing or time effects, but it's just thinking about buffs. So we have one Mark of the Wild, and we have also nice icon for it. And it's locked, so it's not moving. Let's unlock it, everything right now. And now we can squeeze it. I like it over here, over order bars. So here is which buff we want to check. Yes, that's our buff. And now we can see there is one missing player because he does duration 0000. You can see now this is the lowest player duration. So if you are in a raid or group, the lowest duration buff, it's showing timer over there, is now green. That means everybody have it, and I have the buff. If you want to also see change on the bars, you can see now it's gray. That means somebody is missing buff. If you check smart cast and somebody doesn't have buff and it's gray, you can click and it's not a rejuvenation, but it's just buffing. But I don't recommend that. Just click manually. You can just click on this one and it's automatically buffing. If you don't want to see this icon, you can just turn it off. It's in general, so you can completely turn it off. And in that case, you don't have buff, then it's just that silver color. But then I need to click it manually. I don't have it on bars. Freshly created character. So I just like it. I like it that way, and I don't like any additional colors. So I just see over here if somebody is not buffed. If you want it bigger, smaller, of course, you can do it whatever. And of course you can also move it whenever you like, but I like it tiny, little over there. overlooking my healing. Alright, moving on. So debuffs, I will go to it a little bit later, but I will do the basic, just actual debuffs, and then we'll mention it when you will be showing what you want to see or how to do it. So this is the default for debuffs. What I recommend as always, show icons if you have multiple debuffs, so to see what exactly is happening there, not just put some colors because there is some debuff over there. So recommend use icons. Boss only, no, we want to see debuffs. Even in dungeons we want to see debuffs. And we are fighting trash, it's not boss only, and this is just from raid, so definitely unclick that out. And then you can click out removable only. That means every single debuff ever will be showing. I don't recommend this because it will be showing somebody is using ability like druid. This is debuff for 2 minutes and it will be show us debuff and you will see it. So it's not great, but if you really want to see something is not showing, you are suspicious something is happening, you can click it out, but don't recommend it. Recommend if you need to see something, you will add it to custom, but more about it later. So this is usually ideal settings for you. You will see icons, and also if you have icon, then you can mouse over the icon and it will show what is that debuff over there, so we can read actually what they have without just clicking on them and looking over here if there is some debuffs. So this is quite handy. So let's move for now. More about this after. We'll be doing buffs and debuffs almost the same time, so let's do some graphic settings over here. If you want to be always first in the group, that's setting for you, and it's important. Now you have unit ID. That means if you're all in the group, you will see some heads on the left screen. So if you want order like that, sure, but I recommend I'm always using tank, healer, melee DPS, energy DPS, and I'm always first. So me first, whatever I'm playing, and then by importance. Alright, moving on. Sizing. What else it could be? Set it as you want. Gaps, I usually don't care, I'll keep it at default. Let's check it for test. I usually put 25 rate. And just so it's not sticking out of the screen if my array is too big. I will still set it up as I want. So back to panels and on the right side sizing. And I did fatter. Pets don't care. It seems too fat. So whatever size I like. I usually use quite big one on rest of the druid because you have a lot of HUDs. On other healers I usually don't use this big, much smaller. And also you can just scale it, like everything. You just need quick some sizing. Maybe you just switch screen and you just want to start playing, bam, quick scale over there. Alright, I like this, so it's not peeking out. Let's turn off test away and go back to panels. I'm happy with my sizing, so let's go to bars. I got used to polished wood, it's fine. I also like, almost on the end, where is it? Waterline, I like it. Little shadow on the bottom. So mana, maybe if you don't like it, you can turn it off. I like to keep it a little side over there. So this is really important. I really recommend bar color, click on gradient, because you want to know what's happening in your raid. So now after you click 40 people here, go back, you can see somebody's lower health and you can easily spot who is priority to heal. If you have just class colors, it's much less visible. Of course it's still visible, but gradient I recommend. It's really good visually. Even when you're in dungeon, just 5 colors over there, 5 nameplates, but you will get used to it. I automatically, even if I play DPS that cannot off heal, or like playing like Bad Death Knight, I cannot do anything for my team, I still notice somebody is on low health, somebody is getting big damage, because it's not green anymore, and I'm playing with this so long, it's just automatic. So much better visual. I don't know why they're always this as default. I think is messy. So yeah, just go for gradient, much better. Moving on headers, let's turn off this test. So moving on headers, I think it's just unnecessary information occupying your space. You want to play with it, sure. I don't want to it. Just disappear. You are not important, I don't want to see you. That's not important, moving on. Tooltips, when you mouse over in the add-on, when you mouse over in real life, I don't know, well, here, there is some default Blizzard tooltip, and you have different one, and you can set different things, like it's showing life, it's showing your mana, it's showing position, distance. It's distance from me, myself, so it's 0, of course. So if you want it, sure, you can have spell info, so you have also tooltip like left click is rejuvenation, so this is really helpful. If you are starting to learn playing with addon like that, and you don't remember, oh, left click is disability, right click is disability, so you can have this tooltip. And usually it's not showing in fight, but if you want to check that, which spell to click, sure. I don't want any tooltip, so I'm just turning it off. Then moving on, text. Text position, default middle, I like it in a corner. Then I'll go for increasing text size, so I can see nice name. Of course, you can just do some offset if you like it, up to you. And here I want class color, so I still know by the class color that I'm druid, that character is druid, that character is death knight. So we still have the ability to differentiate different classes, so don't worry. If you have shiny bar that is showing how much they have health, you still know what class they are. Very easy, very simple. You can also change some type of text you have there if you want to bother maximum character, so it's not overlapping with something, but I usually just leave it and it's quite fine. I'll also increase the size of the text, or size of the large text. Now it's this hit points, you can turn it off if you don't want it. Percent, I don't think is useful. You'll see how full is bar. You don't need to see percentage. Maybe if some spells are doing something in specific percentage, okay, just go for it. But what I like to see is missing. So now it will show nothing. But after we check the test, jeez, then you see, oh, I'm missing 7,000 health. That's quite more important number or more important information that you can use as a healer than some percentage. Also, you can check it on the remaining, but I like this missing one. Alright, so turn off test again and back to panels. Let's move on hot icons. So this is where you see the rejuvenation, what you see over there, and user regrowth. This is the setting when you see it. So what I like to do is from the right bottom, and that will be growing to the left side. If you want something like around, sure, you can set it, but this is my favorite. Under, over, whatever, just do anything you want. You can also change scaling of every single icon you see there. You can just change scaling of icons over here. On Druid I like a little bit bigger because there is a lot of icons on Druid. Alright, so how you set it, there is something preset, so it's most of abilities are over here, but if there is nothing there, don't worry, you can just write ID, you can just write number over here, or just live bloom. I want first one, done, and I click live bloom, bam, it's the first one. So now it's growing from right side to the left side. Let's say rejuvenation second, and growth third one. So first one, live bloom, rejuvenation second, I'll cast bar growth, and it's third one. So here's, you are setting where is what, and important to just keep it on own because you don't want to see other healers. AoE advice, I just recommend turning it off. It's usually not useful. With these hot icons, I want to then mention there's debuffs a little bit more. So you'll go to the custom, and as Druid have too many icons to just show over there, so I'm putting some less important one, like healing from swiftment, for example, group tending. I will put it on second bar, and that is debuffs. So I'll just write name here, or you can write ID, and it's case sensitive, so to be exactly the same name. Now when my swiftman heals, and of course it's not showing because I did another typo. Now it's good, and you can see it's pop up over there. There was some massive animation, I really don't like it, so you can tweak it. Bam, huge animation, I hate it. And I usually just put animation off. This is default for every single debuff. I'll put animation off, and I'll usually put stacks on this now for everything. Then you can play with it, then you can see full duration, not just last few seconds. You can change bulk color if somebody have bare glow. Let's set up the glow, and just mind source. I don't want to see group anything from other resto druid if there is another resto druid in the raid, for example. So I just want to see mine. You can also send sound when that buff debuff will start. Nice for some debuffs in raid where you need immediate reaction. So now I should have everything shiny and glowy, and you see icon is glowy. You can change color for it too. Always remember to click save over here because this is quite important, and also if you are doing settings, don't just close it with some escape because you want to cancel it or something. Really click that OK because it's quite important, because there is some settings may not save. Moving on to hotbars, I usually don't use this, but sure, if you want. For example, you can set rejuvenation like bar. Now when I use rejuvenation, I see massive bar, and that bar is duration of rejuvenation. So maybe like disco priest who wants to see atonement duration, and that's almost the only thing you are carrying. Almost. There is of course more. Then you can have it as nice bars if that's better visual for you. Of course you can play with those bars. I don't like it for anything, so I just do nothing with it. So I just turn it off. Indicator, this is some stupid one as default, so bake red dot. What is doing this is showing, oh, there is some healing overtime effect and I can use sweet man on the target. But we know second position is rejuvenation, there is wild growth, there's a regrowth somewhere there, maybe I overwrite it, there is no regrowth now. So you see it's there, you don't need some big red dot, just put it off, it's not useful. Well, not for that, but also I like this dot to change it for set roles. I need to find it, role icon. And now, ooh, it's a healer, nice. So here to the more, you can say offset. I like it, just small one. That's tiny. Make it bigger, I'll make it to the corner. And I have nice cross that I'm healed, and you see shield on the tank and more. So I like that much more. If you don't want to see mana bars, you click it off here. But I like mana bars, but not just mana bars or powers. I like only mana bars from healer, so in raid I can see how much mana I have other healers, so then I can decide, oh, I need to heal much more because I still have nobody else heal and stuff like that. On most healers I just have it off, but sure, it's here if you are looking for it. Then moving on, mask. So let's target myself. Let's mark me as skull. So see, this is too big. So I'm definitely making it smaller. Oh, this is offset. Way smaller. And I put it next to a little cross. Just so it's not hiding anything, because my icons will be quite big. Actually, this is too big. Barely can anything squeeze there. Back to mask, so if you don't want it, just click it. Not enable, but sure. Private auras, as if you are downloading pack of big auras and there is showing somebody have icon and stuff like that, and is sending data, and this is catching that data, and you will see that icon. So if you see some big icons, usually in the raid, you download some liquid pack big auras for raid, then it's often you will see some huge icons, and this is that huge icons. If you don't want to see it, click it off, and usually I just make it smaller because it's way too big. And of course there's position and offset too. Alright. Then we are moving on still. So colors, usually everything good. I never needed to change anything. Like class color is sure, mark color is sure. If you have some problems with the site, then this is your place to change some stuff. And you can do anything just to fit your eyes. Alright, moving on. Important to save it as you like. You save it, bam, and then you can get it anytime you have set your profile. You can import, export it, and also you can change different profile depending on the group size. So if you want some huge nameplates when you are in dungeon and much smaller in red, so it screens on your screen, this is where you do it. I usually use the same. If I really need to, I will just go to panels and just move this a little bit more on the right. So not an issue with that. So definitely save your profile, but we are not done yet. And there is some reset settings if you mess up. So let's take care of older bar. This is our panel 2. So when you're editing, you have text over here. This is panel 1, panel 2. And if you're editing something like graphic sizing, you see panel 1. If I click panel 2, it's panel 2. So not editing both panels at the same time. But if you want to have same settings, so I will just change on panel 1, and then I will just apply all the settings of headers and everything else. I will just apply over there. All of it you will put there, and then it's shared. Of course, this panel I like a little bit smaller, so I will just scale it with panel scale. And it completely disappeared. Let me look for it. Alright, I don't know where universe my panels, but I have it back. I just resetted position of panels, so I guess it is a similar problem. This is what will fix it. So I'll go back to panel 2. Let's see if this is send it to universe. Okay, I want a little bit smaller. I don't see it usually. And what I want to do there is, now if you click move on the bottom right, you can also add a new panel, so you can get there anything you want. So if you have this settings on, you can see the little icons. If you click choose, you can see what is setting up. So this is just groups 1 to 8. If you don't want to see whole groups because it's peeking out of my screen, I don't care about these people, I don't want to heal it, just cancel it. Then you can easily add it, and it's automatically added group 8. And this one, I don't really want to see pets over here, I want to see just players. So I just erase it. So this will be just pure players in a group. And down here, what I want to have, it's tiny over here, but sure. So you go to special, click it up, and then there you go to target, click OK, and same special, and click focus, click OK, and usually park it over here. And now if I click some target like player, bam, and I can just heal him to this little window over here. That is quite important when you need to in raid, in dungeons, in any occasions when you need to heal some NPC, some friendly target, or even player in open world that is not in your group, so it's not showing there. You will just target it or put into focus, and you can just click on these icons over here. So that's what is this for. So we have now a little tool for it. There is also a setting for it over here. You can see special, and you can set it on NPCs. Sometimes it works. Blizzard is trying to block these IDs, so it's not showing, but sometimes it was useful, like season 3 in Dragonflight. On one boss you could see it, and on last boss Blizzard prevented it, so you couldn't. So it's not reliable. It just cannot work because Blizzard is blocking from add-ons to watching IDs like that. So that's why we have the target and focus, because that's usually only way we can do it. Because as again, Blizzard is blocking from us seeing easy IDs of NPCs around and just see it there and heal it through it. So that's why they target and focus, because that's the way how we can do it. So anyway, that will be everything from me. We can just start blasting heals from here. Of course, I have a little bit mess up position because it got resetted, so I will need to clean it. But you can easily start playing with it. If you want my profiles, I have on my Discord on every single class, much more polished with million settings and debuffs what I want to see and other stuff. Years and years polishing of this add-on, so just hold my Discord and go to imports from VuhDo, and I'm updating there when I'm doing some bigger changes with my settings, so you can find a fresher version over there. So if you want something I'm using, it will look similar. It's not exactly what I did right now. It's waiting for you over there. And anyway, thank you for watching and goodbye.